Alright, so here we go. We're going to do this replay analysis here. Broag asked me to check out his ZvT. It's been giving him a little bit of trouble recently. He's normally pretty good with it. It's usually one of his top 2 matches, and at many points in time it was his best matchup. A heart, that's nice. All in good fun, yeah. So are you real life friends with Richie? And looks like Broag's going for his 3 Roach Rush, by the way. SCV is not going to scout it. Reaper might. SCV did scout... Let me make sure. SCV did scout the hatchery timing, so he should realize it's pool first, factory, second barracks. So this is looking like a stim drop. Reaper came up here. Looks like he actually did see the Roach Warren. Yes, he did. Bunker going down. This delays the stim drop significantly. Okay, so it's actually not a stim drop. I don't know if he bailed or what. I think he may have bailed. Either way, so he is getting a stim, but he's also getting a factory. A tank, rather. He's getting stim, he's getting a tank, and he's actually going to get a reactor on his starport. So it looks like he did in fact bail from the stim drop. Spire, and I know Broag is doing this to go into Corruptors. He's in good shape right now. 9 workers ahead. Yeah, he seems like I was saying before, Richie's such a cool guy. Such a good attitude. Alright, Broag's getting a really good scout here. He sees absolutely everything. Doesn't see this barracks, but that's not going to give away too much, even if he does see it. He's not missing much if he doesn't. Does this... Okay, Overlord's just missing this tank. Broag's getting out some units simultaneously with drones. This Terran is playing just a solid style, very standard. Having bailed earlier, I'm guessing that it was in fact a bailout from the stim drop build once he scouted the Roach Warren. Looks like Broag is going to play Roach Ravager, so nothing eventful so far. And with this build, it is pretty normal to get a later third because you're getting that lair and that spire for Corruptors to counter drops. Does he have Corruptors out yet? Yes, he does. He has 4. Corruptors and Queen push that away. Everything's looking good so far for Broag. Except for this. This is a little bit disconcerting. I'm guessing his drone count is so low just because he will not be able to saturate his third just yet. And of course, I mean, there was, this double drop here, so he does need units for that. So not going to trigger an alert just yet. But if we don't see drones being made really soon, there they are. We'll need more than that, but if we don't see drones being made really soon, then it will be cause for concern. 1-1. Actually ahead of the Terran, that's nice. Quite nice. Blocking the third momentarily, also nice. This is going really well for Broag right now. Still need to see some more drones here. The spending... Okay, I was just about to say the spending is a bit lackluster. But he did just go into a round of drones. Infestation Pit, 2-2 is well timed. Broag is playing this really well right now. I must say, really well. Terran's kind of turtling up. He needs to be a lot more active with these units. They've done nothing since that initial attempt. Holy crap. Marines killed a Corruptor. You don't see that every day. But yeah, Broag is in good defensive positioning. In good defensive position. Not yet throwing down the static defense, but that's because his drone count isn't all that high. Can't really afford it at the moment. Uh-oh, careful with these... Okay, these Corruptors can... Yeah. That's not worth it. Those Corruptors are pretty important. Infestor's coming out, Burrow on the way. The tech is great here for Broag. He's in fantastic position with his tech. He's going to push across now. This is good. He should wait for Burrow to finish before he attacks. Okay, scan from the Terran. Sees a fourth. Yeah, he definitely does not want to let that stay up. Uh-oh. 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 Yeah, those Infestors need to get up there. This is pretty darn good, though. Yeah, especially with the Fungals. Medevac's getting picked off. This is really good for Broag right now. Really good. He should be going up to Hive right now. Okay, let's take a look, because this is really the first significant action that we've seen this game. So, Broag has traded well here. He's going to be way ahead in army supply. Yeah, wow. Way ahead in army supply. Drone count is a little bit low. Not insanely low, but definitely wouldn't hurt to add some more drones. And these gases will need to be taken pretty soon, but all things considered, this has gone magnificently for Broag so far. But at this point, so this is something that I've said to Broag before, after you convincingly win an engagement, you're faced with a decision. You can, of course, you can try to press for the kill if you think you won it convincingly enough. But if you don't do that, number one, you should keep poking just to find out like exactly how many units he has, what obviously what their position is, and in this case, does he have tanks? I definitely want to find that out. But if you're not going to immediately commit to attack for the win, go up to your next tech choice immediately. Yes, the Spockster agreed. Would have been a different outcome. Well, yeah, it definitely would not have been such a devastating loss for the Terran if he wasn't just moving across the map and he had his tanks sieged. But like, part of that is it's like, you know, it's, as they say, luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So I don't want to just say it was just unlucky for the Terran. The Terran was triggered into attacking by seeing the 4th base, and Broag did a really good job of getting to the tech that he wanted on time, like getting out these burrowed infestors for this engagement, having his Roach Ravagers also hitting 2-2 prior to the Terran, which also played a big role in that win. But Broag has to make a decision right now on what he's going to do. Is he going to kill? Or, you know, try to kill? Is he going to go straight up to Hive? Is he going to throw down a Hydro Den? But right now, after deflecting this attack, or I would even say crushing it, you know that you don't have to worry about being killed. Broag cannot be killed right now. He just took a very convincing engagement, and based on the number of medevacs that he saw, the number of bio, the number of tanks, he should realize that this was the entire army. Worst case scenario, maybe there's like one medevac or one liberator somewhere else on the map, but nothing that can kill him. So, in other words, he's safe to go to the next tech. Another important point to note is not only did he, should he realize that this was the entire army that he just pushed back, but also the location of the battle is really important too. If he won the battle here in a defensive position, then if he pushes across the map, there are going to be reinforcements by the time he arrives. And so in that case, or who knows, maybe another wave might come, or like a double drop might come, and so maybe he wants to make a few more units first. But he won the attack on the doorstep of his opponent's base, so that offers him even more security in going up to his next tech choice. So, like I said, this battle is virtually over. Next tech choice should be seen, or an attempt to kill the Terran outright. So far, looks like an attempt to kill, and this should go pretty well. But okay, tanks are seen. Nice corrosive biles going down. I mean, this is okay. That's not good. Actually, the biles missed. All right, this is starting to become a slight overextension. Just because the Biles missed this tank. Yeah, this tank is actually going nuts now. Granted, SCVs are being lost. Okay, Hive is on the way, so this is good. Hive is on the way. Baneling speed. I do like this. Spending. This is actually a huge problem. This is a critical problem. Even if this was dumped 100% into Lings. Terran made one mistake. He made more than one Rex as our resident mech player. Okay, so this is something that is really important for Broag to see here. So during this fight, the minerals are skyrocketing up to 2,000. Larvae are available. If we take a look at the queens, lots of energy for injects. So it looks like injects were missed at some point. Yeah, each one of these queens, there's no queen here. Each one of the, oh, there are actually only 3, so this is just missing a queen. But each one of these queens has enough energy for at least 2 injects. And the minerals are skyrocketing. So there was virtually no spending. There was no unit production during the engagement. So if all of this was spent as it was earned, that very well could be enough to win the game outright. I'm wondering how many medevacs are there? There are 3 medevacs, 1 tank, 2 marauders, 14 marines. As I said, if this was all spent, even if it was pure Zergling, I actually think that this would be a win. Yeah, this tank just went absolutely ham. And it's because I think it was like 2 Biles hit, and the last one just missed. But so even if, like I said, if it was pure Zergling, just going up to Hive and getting pure Zergling, and the Zerglings are just rallied across the map, I'm 99% sure this is an automatic win. In fact, when Broag is able, I'm going to ask him to do a resume from replay. We're going to go back. I'm actually going to count the time. I'm going to look at the production tab. This is actually something that Gamer Richie did with me, by the way. In a close, tough game that I lost to Zerg. We watched it, and he pointed out, we were looking at the production tab the whole time. I'm going to go back even more. Okay, no, actually, all right, right here is going to be good, because this is the last wave of production. But yeah, so we looked at the production tab during a battle. It was really close. Like I said, the game was really close, and I just barely lost. I wasn't really sure why, and he pointed out that during the engagements, I was not spending all of my money creating more units, and eventually I just didn't have enough to continue the attack. Alright, we're going to put it on normal speed just so we can take a look at the production tab in more detail. Alright, so this ends right... Come on. That's okay, there we go. Alright, so we're at 10:48. At 10:48 is the last round of production. Now I want to see when the next units are made. I know Hive and Baneling speed go down, but 10:48... and I also want to point out this already is really high, so it just means that there was suboptimal spending prior to this point. That's really important to notice. It's crucial to notice. But now we're just going to take it from this point, from 10:48. We're going to see when the next units are made. Okay, we've got another round here. Oh. So only a very slight delay there, actually. It's not as much as I thought it was. So what it appears to be right now, just from what I'm looking at, is it appears to be just like consistent, we'll say like incremental misses on the production. I might even rewind, after I watch the whole thing, I might rewind and watch the production tab the entire time. But alright, yeah. So again, let's check units, by the way. 1 larva. Okay, this, alright, this is actually the problem right here. So there's all of this bank, but only 1 larva. And these queens have a lot of energy. Okay. Good to see. I mean, good to see as in good to find that out. So, like I said, so far there have been increments of inactivity on the production tab. Haven't noticed anything outrageous yet. I'm going to take a closer look at that after. I'll rewind it, look again. But the injects are definitely an issue. Okay, still very, very low on larva here. Can fast forward a bit. Okay, yeah, this bank is gigantic actually. Okay, we've got a lot of larva here. A lot of resources, a lot of larva, up to 10. Okay, just had a round there. So now at this point, having this bank isn't necessarily a bad thing because Hive Tech is finishing. Broag is actually out-traded really well. Or has traded really well, rather. He has out-traded the Terran. This could be a problem. The fourth base, Broag hasn't seen it land, but he did see it here earlier. So he should realize his position. Okay, still high bank, low larva. Alright, there we go. Now finally the bank is exhausted. Definitely should be seeing a fifth base soon for Broag, by the way. I do want to point out one thing. So the Terran isn't playing too badly in terms of his build order and his tactics, but his spending is actually awful. I'm trying not to disparage him as a player. I'm not going to say he's a bad player or something, but this is unforgivable as a bio player. You cannot bank up like this. Naka, sweet. Right after this replay analysis, I will get to that game. Thank you for sending it. You absolutely can't do this as bio. Part of the problem here is he doesn't have enough racks, but whatever, we're not focusing on him. Okay, bank is looking better. It's more managed here. But during the Terran's most vulnerable period in this game, Broag's bank soared up to 2k minerals. And I think it was like 2k minerals, it was like 1.2k gas or something. But of course, that is the time when ideally Broag would have been pushing for the kill. Okay, we can fast forward a little bit here. Nice job here. This is actually really nice by Broag. Double drop should have been spotted there. Definitely should be spotted. Okay, he is in position. Great. Okay, I love the static defense as well. Drone count is still really low. It's actually quite low. But it doesn't have to be the end of the world. Thanks for the host, Naka. Doesn't have to be the end of the world. Just because it's going to allow him to have a bigger army. Taking the gold base. Alright, I do want to point out that the fifth base is actually quite late here. So we can see third base is already down to 14. This base has never been fully saturated either, by the way. So this base is about to mine out. This one is completely mined out. This, as I said, has never been fully saturated. So, important to point these things out. I don't know if running away is the best choice here. Fighting from here is actually not good at all. The flank is awesome with the infestors. That flank is fantastic. Infested Terrans should be going down here to trigger friendly fire on the tanks. Great job with the flank there from the infestors. But yeah, infested Terrans really should go down. They will take out these tanks. Corruptors need to get into the action right now. I'll start picking off these medevacs. Well done there. The only problem with that was the army fighting in this choke point. But the infestors came in and kind of saved the day. It was a good job. Terran is actually floating out here with his main. He's on 3 orbitals and 1 planetary. Broag should be able to take... Oh, wait, what? 1, 2... Okay, I'm sorry. 3 orbitals, 1 planetary, and this base should die. That's actually a gigantic gas bank that has me a bit worried. Let's check the larva. Okay, lots and lots and lots and lots of larva. Not a ton of minerals, and that's actually kind of getting back to this problem of the low drone count. Awesome. Thanks, Naka. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm going to get right on that after this replay analysis here. And I have to upload our practice session to YouTube. And of course, I will be uploading this replay analysis, and then I'll upload the casts. So I've got my work cut out for me tonight. This is a really big problem. So this is definitely something I'm going to bring to Broag's attention, and I think he'll probably be watching this VOD when I post it to YouTube. So consistently throughout the game, there have been spending problems. Spending problems in, we'll say spending/economic problems. So spending in that there have been a few times where units weren't being produced when the game almost definitely could have been ended. And then the other problem, the economic problem, is related to the consistent low drone count, where now there's actually a huge gas bank, and obviously this could be used to get out really good tech. Ultralisks, Broodlords, whatever, but the low drone count is actually inhibiting the mineral bank at the moment. Part of the problem is oversaturation. I think these are actually idle. Slight oversaturation here, and idle. We do have a drone transfer up here, but that's still what? That's only going to be 8. Yeah, it's going to be 3 of 3 here and 8 of 16 here. 3 spine crawlers, that's not a bad idea. But it looks like just economic management in general. So bank/production, spending, I should say, and injects are the recurring problems. So previously, or I should say earlier in the game, the Queens had accumulated a lot of energy. So it was clear that the injects weren't being hit optimally, and that created a scenario where there was actually a really big bank, large mineral bank, and a relatively large gas bank, and there were very few. There weren't enough larvae to spend, or I should say to produce, to utilize the bank. But now the problem is the opposite. Now there's a ton of larvae, but not enough minerals. I will say that as far as the engagements have gone in this game, Broag has done a really good job. For the longest time, nice, yeah, good fungal there. Second one, I mean, it's not bad, but it would have been better to hit the bio, not the Thor and the Medivacs. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is the problem once again. So after losing this fight, and this is the first fight that Broag has lost this game. I want to point that out. So 2 things. I wanted to finish my earlier thought that previously, for a while, Broag's problem in ZvT was engagements, taking proper engagements, but he's improved that tremendously. And throughout this game, he's been taking really good engagements, and he's been winning them. He's been doing a really good job with it. But, so secondarily, the point that I wanted to make now is this is when that issue is felt. So it's like the issue was lingering the entire time. The symptoms were there, but now, so the first time that you lose an engagement and you need to remax or replenish your army and your bank isn't there, and it goes back to this. So it was 52 drones before 3 spine crawlers went down. So we're at 49 drones. Huge gas bank, and that again was related to it's related to 2 things. Earlier there was a larva problem, but now it's simply related to the fact that there aren't enough minerals to spend. You don't have High Templar, which costs, what, like 50 gas, and I don't even know how much. I'm sorry, 50 minerals, and I forget how much gas. It was like 200 or something. But yeah, there are no units like that for Zerg, where they're super light on minerals and really heavy on gas. There's no way to dump this gas bank. Broag needs minerals to go along with it. And like I said, after losing that engagement, this is when the bank problem is felt. There is not enough bank to get out the necessary units to hold this. This is actually going to be a really, really difficult push to hold, if not impossible. And this is a shame. It really is a shame, because Broag has played this game really well. And, like, generally speaking, when a Zerg has this much gas, like, if I'm the Terran and you told me your Zerg opponent has 3.5k gas banked right now, I'd be terrified. Now, if I knew that his mineral bank was super low, that'd be alright. You know, then I'd be reassured. It's actually a good engagement here, with the exception of I think I would have to rewatch, but I think the Banelings actually hit the Thors up front. But it was good in that he got the surround, but just didn't quite have enough units to put it away. And like I said, I think the Banelings actually crashed into some Thors at the front there. Viper is gas heavy. Oh, that's a good point. Forgot about that. Viper's gas heavy. How many minerals is the Viper? I don't even know. But yeah, I mean, of course, in that scenario, I guess maybe, like, Vipers generally aren't that good against Bio. Of course, they can throw down blinding clouds on the tanks, but this guy has been making too many tanks for a while. I think this is that his only tank right now? Yeah, he hasn't made tanks in a while, but I guess they could abduct Thors, maybe. Maybe. I actually haven't seen Thor versus Viper. I don't know how many shots it takes. I don't know if a Viper can get in to abduct it. I'm just not sure. 100, 200. Okay. Alright, at this point the game is actually pretty much over. Actually, it's 100% over. Greater Spire's on the way. But the Terran is mining here. It's mining here. He's mining here. Broag lost this base. Lost this gold base. Lost this base. Yeah, this was a really tough loss to take. Really tough, because Broag actually was doing fantastically. And honestly, he really shot himself in the foot. Much more so than the Terran beat him. Abduct medevacs even. Yeah, I mean, why not? Could have worked. But, alright, to recap, the problems here. They all came down to, or they could have been categorized, I should say, in the spending column. So the spending was lackluster at crucial moments in the game, such as spiking up to 2k for the entirety of the major engagement. The spending was, or the bank was really high. It was too high. There were 2k minerals, and like I said, I think about 1.2k gas. And that at that time, it was because there wasn't enough larva. Why weren't there enough larva? Because the injects weren't hit optimally. There was a lot of energy on all of the queens. Every single one of the queens had enough energy for at least 2 injects. So that was problem number 1. Problem number 2 was the drone count throughout the game was really low. I think it maxed out at 52. Might have been 55. Anyway, mid-50s was the highest that I saw it. And when the first engagement was lost, there wasn't enough mineral bank built up due to that low drone count. And so Broag just didn't have the resources to create reinforcements. As far as the build went off without a hitch. was really good. The three roaches accomplished their objective. They forced tanks. They forced defensive posturing for the Terran. Broag shut down the drop play really hard. Shut down the first push out when the Terran scouted his fourth base with the scam. Broag crushed him there, almost won the game outright. As I said, if we were to do a resume from replay, I'm 99% sure that Broag would win the game outright if he just spent his entire bank on Zerglings. But so like I said, Broag played really well throughout the game, but hampered himself with the bank and with the low drone count. His fifth base was actually really late, and the fourth base was not fully saturated for a long, long time. And again, that late saturation came due to the fact that the drone count was really low. All of this set up the scenario that when the first battle was lost, the Terran was able to push across the map with what he had left, and Broag just wasn't able to respond. What's up, Florencio? How you doing, man?